we made together. 2 stars. Oh my god, and I literally spilled some tea. Hi guys, my name is Christina and welcome to today's video. It is the first episode of our TBR takedown. But before we get started on this fun new challenge of mine, we're gonna go over some rules. The point of this TBR takedown is to go through all of my books within my TBR jar. I wrote down all of my want to read books on my Goodreads list. Books I don't even own. These are just books I really want to read. And I put them all in this little jar and we're gonna be going through all of these together. This challenge ends when this jar is empty. But let's go ahead and jump into the rules that I've made for myself. Rule number 1, I need to read 3 books within 5 days. For every 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a 4th book for that upcoming episode. So since I recently reached 1,000 subscribers, we will be reading 4 books in this episode. Rule number 2, use your resources. I'm on a book buying ban. I've been having a really bad spending problem, especially with books and stationery, and I need to stop, and I feel like this challenge will help me with that, so I can prioritize some of my free resources that I have been kind of neglecting. The first free resource is my physical TBR shelf. I have about 44 books on my physical TBR shelf, and a lot of them are from like 5 years ago. I need to go through these first before I decide to buy books. 2, Libby. If you guys do not know about Libby, Libby is actually a free app that you can download on your phone, your tablet, and it offers free audiobooks and free ebooks that are connected to your library. So all you really need to get these free books is to have a library card from your library. Whatever your library has within their inventory, you will have access to through your phone. Also, if your library doesn't utilize Libby, there's always Hoopla. Personally, I just find spending money on Audible such a waste because you only get like 1 credit a month, which is good for 1 book. No. Libby will be the app I'll be using for free audiobooks and ebooks. 3, the next free resource that I want to utilize more of is the library. And the 4th rule is have fun. I do have a bit of a oopsie rule, I guess I'll call it, is if I pick a book and it's not available to me within any of my free resources, I can choose to pick another option, but then I have to read that other option no matter what and buy that book, or I can choose to just drop that book overall. I will be giving myself like 4 lives. So I have 4 chances within the year to drop a book. But I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now that we talked about all the rules, let's go ahead and get started with this challenge. So because we did reach the 1,000 subscriber goal and this is the first episode, we'll be reading 4 books this episode instead of 3. So I decided to go ahead and pick the 4th book on my own and not from the jar because I really just want to read this book with you guys, and this is a reread for me, and that book is Coraline. I've read this a few years ago. I love the movie so much, and it is like spooky season now. Like, I'm so excited for Halloween and all the spooky trick-or-treating and all that stuff, and I think to get into the spooky season, this is such a great book to go with. But let's also go ahead and pick the next 3 books we're gonna be reading in this episode. Okay, here's the first one. I'm so nervous because like, what if I get something that I don't like? Castles in Their Bones. I don't own this book, so let's see if we can get this on Libby or the library. Oh my god, it's not on Libby. Am I cursed already? Okay, they have it available at the library, so okay, next let's grab pink. Okay, this one is My Friends. Oh, it's a Frederick Backman. I'll place a hold just in case I can get it sooner. There's only 1 available. I don't think we're gonna have a successful episode. Oh my god, I've been wanting to read this for such a long time. Scythe. I know this is available on Libby. My Friends is not available through the library or Libby or even my physical TBR because it's already like on hold and there's apparently like 20 people already in line for it, so there's no possible way for me to read this book. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that risk and see if we can get a different option. Oh. We Love You Bunny. I just got this book like a week ago and I'm buddy reading it with a friend. The gods have spoken. So instead of reading my friends. We'll put this one back in the jar. They'll be reading We Love You Bunny. Oh, okay, the risk was so worth it. Oh my god. Paige, if you're watching this. So we have Coraline, we have We Love You Bunny, and we have Castles in Their Bones, which I'm gonna have to go to the library to pick up. And we have Sight. That's 4 books. Should I risk it and put Castles in Your Bones back? I'm gonna risk it. Okay. Oh, it's available. Ask for Andrea. It's a thriller by Noelle Ichley. So we're gonna go with it because I can get it on audio. So I'll put Castles in Your Bones back. So we have Coraline, We Love You Bunny, Ask for Andrea, and Sight. These are the books I'll be reading this week, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm not going to really talk about Coraline since everybody pretty much knows the story about Coraline. So I'm going to give you guys a little synopsis about Ask for Andrea, about 3 dead girls who were murdered by the same man. He stalked them online, he tricked them into going on a date, and then he killed them and buried them. And while these 3 girls are dead, they are trying to help their living relatives, living friends, and detectives to find their bodies so that they can move on. This is a very fast-paced thriller. Highly recommend if you're trying to get out of a reading slump and or you just need a quick pick-me-up for the spooky season. Hi guys, so it's the next day and I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update. We woke up, we showered, we had breakfast, we did some more reading. I am ready for today. So pumped. But before we get started with our reading for today, just want to give you a bit of an update. Last night we started and finished Ask for Andrea by Noelle Ichley. You guys, this book, 5 out of 5 stars. Chef's kiss. Seriously, it was so good. If this author makes me think like if Frida McFadden and Ruth Ware had a baby, this is this author. It has the fast pace, can't put it down, toe curling suspense that Frida McFadden's books have, and it has the detail and the characterization and the really deep writing style that Ruth Ware has. This is Noelle. She has all of that. This was like the perfect thriller for spooky season, like for October. Like I'm so happy we ended up with this book. Like, oh, 5 out of 5 stars. Highly recommend picking it up if you're looking for a fast-paced thriller to really get you out of your reading slump, and in the spooky season, this was it. And then after we finished that, we did end up picking up Coraline. So this is a reread for me, and it's so far I'm enjoying it. I do hope to finish it in the next 2 hours because we're not like super deep into it, but we are on page 50. So, and there's only like 150 pages. We have 100 pages left. So maybe in an hour and a half I'll finish this. But enough talking, let's jump into reading Coraline. I'm so excited to finish this book. This is so good. Hi guys, so it's later today and I finished Coraline by Neil Gaiman. 5 out of 5 stars. This was a really good read and I really enjoyed it. It was really creepy as usual. I really want to watch the movie, but I don't know if I'll be able to because my kids are way too young for it. But overall, 5 out of 5 stars. Really weird, really creepy, really dark. If you haven't picked this up, I highly recommend you do because it's such a quick read and it's such a good book. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up our next read, which is going to be We Love You Bunny by Mona Awad. This is a sequel to Bunny. I am annotating this book because my bestie Paige and I, we are exchanging the books and annotating it together and stuff like that. But this is the one I'm going to start next since Sight, I think that's how you pronounce it, isn't available for me yet. So Bunny is about a girl named Samantha who gets a scholarship at this really big writing school, university. While she attends the university and the classes, she gets an invitation to the Bunnies Club. She then realizes that there's something very sinister going on within this group, and it really does get pretty dark. This is a very dark and graphic book.
Bunny is a down-the-rabbit-hole tale of loneliness and belonging, friendship and desire, and the fantastic and terrible power of the imagination. I will say, word of advice when you read this book, don't take what you read literally. Try to put it in the perspective of a writer, and then you will actually enjoy the book. I didn't really vlog much of my experience reading Scythe, but I did read it, and I did really enjoy the book. It's about a world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered all those things and has even conquered death. Now, scythes are the only ones who can end life. They glean people. Citra and Rowan, who are the main characters of the book, are chosen to apprentice to a scythe, a role that neither of them wants. These teens must master the art of taking life, knowing that the consequence of failure could mean losing their own. It is such a great book. The politics are insane, and I highly recommend picking it up.
I just finished We Love You Bunny, annotated it to the best of my capability. This book did not have to be 500 pages. 40% of this book was word vomit. I feel like I was reading a retelling of a retelling of a retelling over and over again, and the last 20 pages were the best part of this whole book. 2 stars. Not sure if I'm gonna read the 3rd book when it comes out. This depends on you, Bunny. I kind of just want to put that one away and read Scythe. I'm not very far into that one. I'm only like 30 pages in. So we're just gonna go ahead and read that book. Oh my god, this is bad. I'm really upset about it. Hi guys, hello. Let's spill the tea, not literally. Don't you think this pumpkin mug is so cute? I don't want to burn my tongue, so we'll wait on that to cool down. So I started editing this video and I realized I did not film a outro for you guys, so let's do one, okay? So like in the beginning of the video, I mentioned that every 1,000 subscribers we gain, I will read an additional book within these TBR takedown episodes. And because we did recently reach 1,000 subscribers, I chose to reread Coraline by Neil Gaiman. And this was an interesting reread for me because I think it's probably like the 3rd time I've reread this book and I'm still terrified. It's a lot darker than the movie, and it also leaves the reader kind of questioning did Coraline escape or not, and it left me with that thought in the movie as well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. So I did give it 4 out of 5 stars. I just felt like some of the writing was a little bit off for me, and I'm not the biggest fan of Neil Gaiman's character. But besides that, I did really enjoy the book, and I do want to watch the movie sometime this week. Then we picked up our first audiobook, and that was As for Andrea by Noelle Ely. This was so good. I am so glad I finally found another fast-paced whodunit thriller author, and I'm looking forward to reading more of her books because I did add a lot of her books to my TBR list, and I gave that 5 out of 5 stars. This was so good. I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend picking it up because it gave you like that, like you already know what happened to the main character from the very beginning, but you were still rooting for her soul, for her to help the living find her killer. Like, so good. After that, we picked up We Love You Bunny, and I was so excited because this was one of my top books of the year that I really wanted to read, and I had to read this in October anyway because I am annotating it and exchanging it with my bestie. But you guys, this was so disappointing, and this is where I spilled the tea. I'm still scared to drink that because it's really hot. Oh my god, and I literally spilled some tea. I need tissues. Okay. One, this is literally a copycat of the first book, but in the bunny's perspective. Literally word for word, there is no new information. I don't even recommend you pick this book up. Just skip this book entirely if you want to read the 3rd book that I think is coming out in a year or two, called Swan Way. At least I think that's it. What I will say, but if you are a huge Mona Awad fan and you really do want to read this, but you heard so many mixed things, I recommend pick it up, read the first 15 pages, and then skip all of this because it's literally the first book, and then go to page 465 and read the rest of the book. 400 pages that you're skipping is 100, like exactly like word for word the first book, only in the bunny's perspective. I learned nothing new. I was bored out of my mind. That's what I suggest. The first 15 pages and then the last 15 pages. That's all you need to read in this book to read the third book. Am I gonna read the third book? I don't know. It depends on my bestie Paige. If she's gonna read it, I'll read it because we are annotating and exchanging the whole series. But this was a huge disappointment, so I gave it 2 stars. But you guys, it was just a huge disappointment. I was kind of like, it almost put me back in my reading slump, which I fought so hard since August to get out of. After that book, we picked up Scythe by Neil Chesterman, and I heard amazing things about this book since it came out in 2016. And you guys, I can see why it's amazing. It won so many awards. It is like, I was so surprised. Such a great book. Highly recommend. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and the second I finished it, I picked up the second book and I finished it in one day. And I gave the second book 5 out of 5 stars. So good. If you're looking for like a dystopian, very political focused YA trilogy, this is it. And it's not focused on any sort of like cringy teenage romance, which is what turns me off with YA now. So it's so good. The politics and the relationships and the history of the sites in this world is just amazing. So good. I couldn't put it down. I do think this was a pretty successful first episode. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you've read any of these books, please share your thoughts. I would love to like get to know you guys more, the people who watch my videos. Like, I want to know your opinions on the books I read as well, if our opinions match or not. Before we end the video, I just want to give you guys my updated TBR list. So let's count my physical books.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2.
So I have 43 books on my physical TBR, 206 books on my Goodreads TBR. Once again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this TBR takedown does not end until that 206 number goes to 0. Am I crazy? Yes. I can't wait to reach another 1,000 subscribers so then we can pick a 4th book again. But I hope you guys enjoyed this TBR takedown, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye.